Hi, everyone, and welcome back to English for You. I'm Erin.
I'm Elsie.
So yesterday we learned about Kelly and Matt.
Matt was copying a lot of documents because the boss wanted people to make comments and sign them.
But Kelly told Matt that they should be doing that electronically.
That's because they were using too much paper.
Right. She brought up several good points, including that using less paper is better for the environment.
She also knows that it saves the office money to use less paper.
Now, we finished the article with Matt saying they could put together a proposal with their ideas.
Today, though, we are going to talk about ways bosses can get their employees to print less at work.
All right, let's find out how they can do that now.
Reading.
How to get your staff to print less. When office printers are free, employees don't think about the amount of paper they use. What's more, some may use the machine to print documents for non-work projects. Here's how you can get workers to print less. One idea is to give everyone a code for the copy machine. That way, it's easy to track who prints a lot. Anyone who is not using the printer for work will soon stop if they know they are being monitored. Another easy trick is to make sure the copy machines are set to print double-sided copies. This, as well as reusing old documents, will cut down on the total office paper use. A similar idea is to make sure people print with smaller text and smaller document margins. This results in fewer pages being printed. If nothing else works, there's only one other thing to try. Make everyone pay for the paper they use. It's an extreme measure, but it will certainly help employees shift to a paper-free office.
Our article begins today by saying, when office printers are free, employees don't think about the amount of paper they use. Now let's look at this noun employee. It's spelled E-M-P-L-O-Y-E-E, employee. An employee is someone who is paid to do work. It's another word for worker. For example, we could say, employees at this office work 8 hours a day and take 1 hour for lunch.
Employee 也就是 worker 员工的意思。那雇主怎么说呢？我们当然可以用 boss 这个字，或者是 employer。另外呢，雇用这个动词我们可以用 hire 或者是 employ， E-M-P-L-O-Y, employ。
All right. Now, this article has a really good point. I don't think about how much paper I use because it's always just there.
We tend to take what we have for granted. If it's just there, why don't we use it? But do you use it a lot?
I try not to if I don't need it, but sometimes I do need it. That's not all. The article also says, what's more, some may use the machine to print documents for non-work projects. Now, this phrase, what's more, is simply used to introduce more information. For example, Jason has played basketball his whole life. What's more, he plans on becoming a basketball coach when he graduates from school.
What's more 放上逗点，然后呢带出更多的资讯。与 What's more 同义的字或片语有 also, besides, additionally 或者是 moreover 等等的字，同学们都可以并记起来哦。
Okay, now we also saw that employees might be printing documents for non-work projects. What does non-work mean, Elsie?
也就是拿来用在非工作用途上面的事情。Like what I said before, it's there for free. Why don't I just use it and save my own money?
Okay, well, I get that. So maybe these people have some hobbies and they don't want to pay to print their papers at home because they'll save money by doing it at work.
Right.
Well, this article has a solution for that. It says, here's how you can get workers to print less.
I know. Make them pay for the paper.
Well, something like that. The article says, one idea is to give everyone a code for the copy machine. Now, this is an interesting idea. The noun code is spelled C-O-D-E, code, is a set of numbers that allows you to do something like open a lock or use a computer. For example, you can't open this door with a key. You have to know the code to open it.
So I know everyone in the company has a different code, and the supervisor or boss can check who uses the printer the most.
That's right. So the boss will always know who's using the printer because of their code. It's like your name.
Right.
Now, the article also says that way it's easy to track who prints a lot.
The code will show who is printing too much paper. That is a brilliant idea.
Okay. Now, the article also says anyone who is not using the printer for work will soon stop if they know they are being monitored. Now, let's look at this verb monitor. It's spelled M-O-N-I-T-O-R, monitor. When you monitor something, you check something regularly or watch something closely to see what's happening. For example, we could say, the boss will monitor the new employee's progress for the first 3 months at the job.
Monitor 当动词是监控、监视。文章中用到被动态 monitor 字尾再加 ed 变成第三态的动词。使用印表机的人呢，可以被监控。那另外 monitor 也可以当名词哦，是监视器或是荧幕的意思。例如 a computer monitor 电脑荧幕。
All right, if you know the boss is watching how much you print at work, you might not print things you don't need.
Yeah, I will be scared to use the printer for non-work purposes. What else can be done?
Well, the article says another easy trick is to make sure the copy machines are set to print double-sided copies. Now, here's another one of those words with hyphens, double-sided. Can you help me explain that, Elsie?
Sure. Double 两个Side 是面的意思 Double-sided 双面的 It is also a good way to reduce the use of paper.
I think they're both good ideas, but I don't know. I think the first one is better.
Oh, you think the first one's better? Same here.
The codes. All right. So the boss can set the printer to copy on both sides. That's neat. But what will this do? The article says this, as well as reusing old documents, will cut down on the total office paper use. Now, the phrase as well as is another way of adding more information to what you've said. For example, please bring your application form as well as 2 pictures when you apply for a passport.
A as well as B 连同 A 和 B 一起。注意哦，us 在这边当介系词使用，后面加上名词或动名词。So how many ideas have we got here?
So far, we've got 3 good ideas. First, give people codes. Second, make double-sided copies. And third, reuse old paper that has only one side used. What else? The article says, a similar idea is to make sure people print with smaller text and smaller document margins. Now let's look at the noun text. It's spelled T-E-X-T, text. Text is the part of a document, book, or other written things that includes the writing. It does not include pictures. It's only the words. For example, my teacher wants me to read 50 pages of text before tomorrow. She's crazy.
Text 在文章中呢是名词文本的意思，也就是纯文字的部分。文章中提到的另一个办法呢，就是用 smaller text 小一点的字体来节省纸张。那 text 也可以当动词使用哦，比如说 text somebody 传讯息给某人。Text me when you arrive at the train station. I'll go pick you up. So, okay, besides printing with smaller text, we can print with smaller margins.
Right. Let's look at the noun margin. It's spelled M-A-R-G-I-N, margin. So a margin is the white space around a piece of paper where words are usually not written. For example,The teacher made notes in the margins of the students' essays.
Margin 就是边缘的意思，那文章中指的是版面的边界。
Okay, so if people use smaller words when they type and use more of the paper, they can use less paper too. Now that's another good idea. The article says, this results in fewer pages being printed. Now, the phrase result in something means to cause something or produce something. For example, laughing at other people in a mean way often results in not having many friends.
A result in B, A 导致 B, 也就是 A cause B 的意思。那记得哦 in 是介系词，所以后面一样名词或动名词。
All right, so if none of those ideas is good enough, we come back to Elsie's original idea. The article says, if nothing else works, there's only one other thing to try. Make everyone pay for the paper they use.
Yes, I knew it, but that would probably make some people upset.
Well, that's why it should only be used if nothing else works. And to be fair, if you're using too much paper, you don't want to pay for it because you're using too much.
Right.
And the article also says, it's an extreme measure, but it will certainly help employees shift to a paper-free office. Now here we see the verb shift, spelled S-H-I-F-T, shift, and it means that you're changing a situation. For example, much of this country's population has shifted from the countryside to the cities.
Shift 动词转变 Shift from A to B 从 A 转变为 B.
All right, so we've got several great ideas here for becoming paper-free. But we're not quite finished yet. Let's get to our For You chat now.
For You chat.
All right, Erin. For today's For You chat, the question is, what are some ways that you could use less paper?
All right, well, there are actually so many ways. First, instead of using paper napkins and paper tissue, we could use handkerchiefs and cloth napkins.
Oh, yes.
Because we can just reuse those every time. Every time we use paper, we have to throw it away. Also, no more paper cups. No more paper plates. We should use glass ones or metal ones that we can wash over and over. Also, no more paper bags at grocery stores. Bring your own bags. And instead of writing paper notes at home, I like this one, buy a whiteboard. And then you can use all the colorful markers to write your notes.
That is really brilliant, I have to say.
Okay, I just have a couple more. Stop using mail. Sign up for online mail. And don't read magazines or newspapers. Read them online instead of the paper form.
Right, those are awesome ideas. And we can also read e-books instead of paper books, right?
Okay.
And don't forget to recycle paper after you use it. All right. I think that's all the time we have for today's lesson. Do you have more ideas?
There's lots more ideas out there. I'm sure you guys are full of ideas about how to reduce your use of paper. Share them with your classmates and friends and tell them to your teacher. Maybe your teacher agrees with you. You guys can go paper-free in your classrooms.
Right.
All right. That's all we have time. So for English for You, I'm Erin.
I'm Elsie. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
How to get your staff to print less. When office printers are free, employees don't think about the amount of paper they use. What's more, some may use the machine to print documents for non-work projects. Here's how you can get workers to print less. One idea is to give everyone a code for the copy machine. That way, it's easy to track who prints a lot. Anyone who is not using the printer for work will soon stop if they know they are being monitored. Another easy trick is to make sure the copy machines are set to print double-sided copies. This, as well as reusing old documents, will cut down on the total office paper use. A similar idea is to make sure people print with smaller text and smaller document margins. This results in fewer pages being printed. If nothing else works, there's only one other thing to try. Make everyone pay for the paper they use. It's an extreme measure, but it will certainly help employees shift to a paper-free office.
Vocabulary Review.
Employee. The employees at this company are offered free lunches by the management. Code. Upon joining the bank, you'll receive an account code to use at the branch or any ATM. Monitor. The boss of this company monitors his workers to make sure they don't use their smartphones at work. Text. This newspaper is so old that I can't read some of the text on it. Margin. The students made notes in the margins of their textbooks. Shift. During the long meeting, the discussion shifted topics a number of times.